Max Goldberg from Living Maxwell. We're at the 2010 Natural Products Expo West Trade Show in Anaheim, California. And I'm here with Kris Fillat. She is the founder of a really, really good bar called the GoodOnYa Bar. And this is one of the few bars that I've seen in the last year or so that I've been really, really impressed with. So what I wanted to do was talk to Kris about her bar. But the one thing, I was talking to her yesterday, one of their main ingredients in the bar is peanuts. And there's been a lot of controversy in the news about salmonella in peanuts. And me, for one, I've been kind of avoiding peanuts. And you gave me a very interesting explanation about, reality and, some what's going on in the news and what's real and what's not real. And I thought it'd be really interesting to share with the viewers out there about peanuts. So thanks for sitting down with me, first of all.
Sure, thank you.
And, what is the truth about peanuts and the salmonella and everything that's going on in the news?
Well, it's a super good question, and we were really, really concerned with it as well. So what we did, our first bar that you have here, the breakfast bar, is made with, or this one here.
What, the
breakfast bar.
This is
our original bar.
This is the breakfast bar. This is made with Brazil nuts, not peanuts.
And we made it, and everyone loved our ingredients, loved the product, wanted us to make one with peanuts. We were very concerned as well, so we looked for a supplier that could answer a lot of questions for us. What is the deal with peanuts? Why are they getting a bad rap? So the situation is that when peanuts are grown in wet climates, moldy, a mold called aflatoxin grows. And that aflatoxin, A-F-L-A toxin.
Okay,
aflatoxin.
so this is a mold called aflatoxin.
Yes.
And it grows in, say,
wet, humid climates.
Humid climates,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anywhere there's moisture, there can be mold.
Okay, good.
Okay?
Yep.
So we went to New Mexico, found a farmer, and he grows his peanuts, and most of the world's Valencia peanuts come from New Mexico.
Okay.
Obviously, one of the driest climates on Earth. Every batch of peanuts that gets sold has to be tested for aflatoxin because the FDA realizes that this exists. Now, of course, the FDA allows a certain percentage of the mold to be in every batch. We didn't accept that. We don't want any aflatoxin in ours because it's very carcinogenous and people are allergic to it.
Just let me interrupt for 1 second. So even organic peanuts, they allow a certain amount of aflatoxin.
Yes.
Organic or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, so they allow a certain amount, and that's kind of disconcerting.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist person totally, but I don't really trust the FDA. I was also an Olympic athlete. I took Vioxx for a couple of years. It was the new anti-inflammatory, and look how many people died from Vioxx. So you can't trust them. But so we wanted to know where our stuff was coming from, so we could trust our product and we wanted to do peanuts. Peanuts are awesome. They're high in protein. Everyone loves them. They taste great. They're high in vitamin E. They're economical. So they're a great food. They've been around for centuries. So there's got to be, we just figure the way corporations kind of bastardize our food is the problem, not really the food itself. So grown correctly, peanuts are delicious.
All right. So for your bar, you said, okay, we want Valencia peanuts.
Yeah, grown in New Mexico. And the great thing for you as a consumer, if you want to continue to eat peanuts and peanut butter, look on the back. It'll say made with Valencia peanuts. You're pretty much guaranteed to know there's no aflatoxin in that jar.
So Valencia peanuts are grown in more dry climates?
Yeah, and 90% of the world's peanuts that are out there are grown in New Mexico that are Valencia peanuts, only in New Mexico.
Okay.
So it's a smaller, sweeter peanut. It's just where they're grown in New Mexico, in our country.
Okay. So on the back of your label, does it say Valencia peanuts?
It does, yeah. The first ingredient in our peanut butter bars are 100% organic.
I don't know if you can see it, but it says Valencia peanuts right there. So consumers, really what they should be doing is, if they're going to buy a peanut product, they should be looking for Valencia peanuts. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at least they're grown in a dry environment.
Yeah.
So your chances of having the mold are pretty slim.
Okay. So that's a really important thing to know, is look for the type of peanuts you're buying in the products that actually have peanuts.
Yeah, and a lot of great companies use Valencia peanuts. They are sweeter and smaller. They taste great. Santa Cruz peanut butter, for example, in the jar. I buy that for my house. Okay. And it's made with Valencia peanuts right in the back of the jar.
Okay. Kris, I tasted this bar yesterday. This is the breakfast bar. This has got the
Yeah.
made out of Brazil nuts. And this is really good.
Yeah, it's different.
This is real good.
It's pretty unique. I mean, we started making the bar in our cafe, so there's no formulation going on. There's no chemist. There's no crazy ingredients like soy protein isolate or, you know, brown rice syrup. You can't make that stuff in your kitchen. We literally went to the co-op, bought a bunch of nuts and seeds, put some raw honey or maple syrup in that one together and make it stick and dehydrate it.
Yep.
So you could make it in your kitchen. Really, that's what we should be doing here. We should be buying a lot less packaged food. Well, we want you to buy our bar.
Yes.
Because obviously, you know, we're trying to make packaged foods have a little bit more respectable, you know, reputation, let's say.
And not everyone has the time to make every
yeah.
single meal.
Yeah.
So what's going on? How did you start? You started your company literally in your kitchen. You went to the co-op and you got ingredients. You started the company. Where is the company now, and where can consumers taste or buy your product?
Yeah, well, we actually started in our restaurant. We have a restaurant called GoodOnYa Deli, so we were a little lucky because that's a hard thing for people who want to start companies who have a certified kitchen.
Sure.
So we started in our restaurant, and you can buy it in all the Whole Foods from Santa Barbara down to San Diego. So that's the SoCal region. But for all the people in the East Coast, you can buy it online. We ship direct, one box right to your house.
Okay.
We hand pack them ourselves. You can get a mix of flavors just in one box.
Okay.
And we have on the GoodOnYaBar.com. There's a store locator. You can put your zip code in.
Okay.
And find a store close to you. We're in little mom and pops all around the country.
Okay.
If anyone has a market that's close to them and they want to suggest it, we always send free samples to the grocery store, and usually they like it. They appreciate the ingredients.
Wonderful. Just to wrap up, and what's the website?
It's the GoodOnYaBar.com.
And it's the good ONYABAR.com.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you a lot of luck. This is really, really good.
Thank you.
It's filling. It's not too rich. It's not too sweet, but it fills you up and it nourishes you.
Yeah.
That's the type of feeling that I got when I was eating it.
Yeah, we really have to be more careful about eating less sugar and eating more fats and more proteins from real foods.
Yeah.
That's how we're designed to eat food. They took fat out of our food 40 years ago, and everyone's fat. So people are afraid to eat it because we've been marketed to it and it's really bad for you, but it's really the sugar. It raises blood pressure, cholesterol, makes you fat.
Yeah.
So if you start looking at the ingredients, you'll see, the first thing that did it for me were Oreos. They came out with fat-free Oreos back in the early 90s, and I was like, awesome, it's before I knew what I was doing. So I looked at it, and I'm like, well, how could fat-free Oreos have more calories than regular Oreos? And Oreos has started me on my path to really understanding sugar and what they're doing to our food. Sugar is a cheap ingredient, fat's expensive.
And you sweeten yours with
maple syrup or raw honey.
Maple syrup.
Yeah.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure talking to you and learning not only about your product but also about peanuts. And now I'm leaving the show having a better understanding of which peanuts to eat and which peanuts not to eat. And I wish you a lot of luck with your company.
Thanks, Mike.